People can't get enough of Reacher. Who can resist the appeal of a wandering vigilante who wanders the American landscape just minding his own business until he comes across bad guys doing bad things? Then he makes them his business. With his fists. Until they're no longer his or anybody's business anymore because they're, well, dead. Then he just carries on with his day as he hitches a ride out of Dodge. Author and creator Lee Child hit upon the best-selling formula in his creation, and the Amazon Prime TV series is now one of the biggest shows on the planet. Well, guess what? Child is bringing out a book that gives the lowdown on the creation of Jack Reacher and what inspired the stories behind over 20 novels that have come out every year since 1999. And the first new Reacher short story written by Child in 2018 since he stepped back from the books and charged his brother Andrew Child to write them ever since. Here's a look at the book's official overview. After making his debut in 1997's The Killing Floor, Jack Reacher has quickly become one of the most popular and most enduring fictional heroes to emerge in the past half-century. Now, his creator tells the stories behind the stories. These are the origin tales of all of the Reacher novels written solely by Lee Child, chock full of colorful anecdotes and intriguing inspirations. One by one, they expand upon each novel and place it in the context not only of the author's life, but of the world outside the books. And taken together, they chart the rise of an action icon from 1999's The Killing Floor to 2019's Blue Moon. An afterword by crime fiction expert and bookseller Otto Penzler considers the importance of the character and novels in the canon of contemporary crime fiction. In addition to the essays, this collection also includes an original Reacher short story, the first new Reacher appearance entirely written by Lee Child since 2019. Entertaining and enlightening Reacher. The Stories Behind the Stories is a must-read for fans of the Jack Reacher series and a capstone to any collection of this excellent author. Lee Child, the renowned British author, has captivated audiences worldwide with his iconic series of thrillers featuring the tough and unyielding ex-military policeman, Jack Reacher. The character has transcended the boundaries of books, having been brought to life on the big screen and now to television with the hit Amazon Prime series Reacher. As the show approaches its next season, fans are eager for more insights into the world of Reacher, and who better to deliver that than Lee Child himself? In September, Lee Child is set to take fans on a journey through the creation of his beloved Jack Reacher universe in a special event called Reacher. Lee Child tells the stories behind the stories. In this captivating event, Child will delve into the origins of his novels, the evolution of the Reacher character, and the decisions that shaped the series over the years. It's an opportunity for both long-time fans and newcomers to discover what goes into crafting the storylines that have become global bestsellers. The birth of Jack Reacher. Lee Child, whose real name is James Dover Grant, was a former television director before he decided to venture into writing. In a world already filled with detective heroes, it was a challenge to come up with something unique. Yet, when he created Jack Reacher, he didn't want him to be just another archetypical hero. In an interview, Child revealed that the concept of Reacher was born out of a frustration with the traditional heroes of detective fiction. Many protagonists, he felt, were too bogged down with their personal lives or were limited by the conventions of the genre. Jack Reacher, by contrast, was created to be a man who was free from the shackles of long-term relationships, family ties, and a permanent home. He could roam the country, solving problems wherever he went, without the constraints of normal society. This created a character who was both solitary and intensely compelling, one who could easily walk into any situation, assess it, and take action. The first novel, Killing Floor, introduced readers to Reacher's stark, utilitarian lifestyle and set the stage for the series that would follow. Reacher was a man of few words, focused, resourceful, and incredibly intelligent. But perhaps most importantly, he was unpredictable, something that kept readers coming back for more. Child's decision to make Reacher an everyman with a skill set that transcended the typical hero was a deliberate choice. He wanted readers to identify with him, even as Reacher did extraordinary things. The evolution of Reacher's character. As the Jack Reacher series progressed, the character evolved. The further Child took Reacher through his adventures, the more complex and multifaceted he became. Reacher's character grew not only in terms of physical capabilities, but also in his interactions with other people. As Lee Child will discuss in September, one of the key aspects of Reacher's growth has been the way he responds to different moral dilemmas and how his judgment as an ex-military policeman guides his decisions. In Reacher, Lee Child tells the stories behind the stories. Child will explore how he constructed Reacher's decision-making process. Reacher's moral code was central to Child's writing, especially when it came to balancing the violence in the stories with a sense of justice. The character is frequently seen dishing out violence, but it's always in the service of a higher moral purpose. Reacher operates according to a very clear set of rules, which are often in direct opposition to the law, but Child's portrayal of Reacher as someone who takes justice into his own hands has struck a deep chord with audiences. One of the most intriguing aspects of the series is how Reacher remains largely an enigma. Despite the dozens of books, the fans still don't know everything about him. Child himself has expressed how he deliberately leaves much of Reacher's past mysterious, allowing the character to remain fresh and open to interpretation. The impact of the Reacher series. Since the publication of Killing Floor in 1997, Lee Child's Reacher novels have exploded in popularity. The books have been translated into more than 40 languages and have sold over 100 million copies worldwide. What started as a passion project for Child turned into a global phenomenon. Fans have connected with Reacher's no-nonsense attitude, his moral compass, and his deeply relatable sense of isolation. In September, Lee Child will discuss how the success of the Jack Reacher series changed his life. He'll talk about the pressure of creating new stories while maintaining the essence of the character that made readers fall in love with him. It's a balancing act that many successful authors grapple with, keeping things fresh while staying true to what made the series so beloved in the first place. The success of the Jack Reacher novels has also inspired other media adaptations, from the films starring Tom Cruise to the Amazon Prime series, which has been widely praised for better capturing the essence of Reacher's character. As Child will explain, the transition from books to screen is always challenging, but it also brings new opportunities for fans to experience Reacher in a whole new way. The new Reacher series has been embraced by fans who felt that Tom Cruise, despite his acting talent, didn't quite embody the physicality and the towering presence of the character as originally written. Alan Ritchson, who plays Reacher in the TV adaptation, has been praised for bringing a more faithful version of the character to life. A peek into Lee Child's writing process, one of the most exciting parts of Reacher. Lee Child tells the stories behind the stories is that fans will get a deeper look into the author's writing process. Lee Child has always been secretive about his writing routines, but in this special event, he will pull back the curtain on how he crafts his fast-paced, tension-filled thrillers. He will discuss his approach to plotting, pacing, and character development, and how the Jack Reacher books have evolved as he's grown as a writer. Child is known for being a meticulous planner. His books follow a formula that blends elements of detective fiction, action, and psychological tension, but they always leave room for surprises. The structure of the Reacher books is part of what makes them so engaging. Each story is a well-oiled machine of twists, turns, and high-stakes action. The constant sense of urgency that permeates his novels is something that Child consciously crafts in each of his books.